know, let persons know that the something is full, the Zoom is full, and they can join on the YouTube. Yes? Can we do that? No, let persons know that the something is full, the Zoom. And let me just work with it here. Let me go back to Zoom. And I'll admit all, and that's it. The waiting room. That's it. I can't hold anybody else. Let them know to join. Let them know to just join. No, Tracy, I don't want you to record to your computer at all. I'm just gonna decline that request real quick. Our cameras, let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can see me.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Atavia.
It's Sabrina.
Okay, and I just checked my YouTube and they're ready to go. Hi everyone. Who this name Carib Silva joined the group. I want to let them in. All right, good. Hi everyone. I am going to begin at 8:10 exact. So until I begin, just get your books, your papers, whatever you need, whatever you think you need to get. No, Matthew, I'm not gonna record the call because it's on YouTube, so I can access it from YouTube. It's gonna stay on YouTube, so no worries. Yeah, so just get yourselves together, get your things together. I'm kind of getting the mindset that we're gonna just get some work done for the next, I want to say an hour. I don't want to pass an hour, to be honest. I think we can get it done in an hour. Not sure. And we can go from there. Yeah. And we'll be fine. Yeah, man, no problem. Thank you. Yeah, man, later. Let me see how I look here because. Hold on, we'll begin at 8:10. I'm going to transfer my documents over to this one, to this thing. I don't know which color I know. I'm with the right here, so I'll just comment. Sha la 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 in love. Sha la la la. Hold on. How do I move this thing? God, accept. And hold on. Okay, good. Let me just get my stuff ready because it's gonna be all over the work. All right, so we have people on YouTube. I see 165. Somebody asked if I'm a past student. I don't know of what you are. Yeah, I'm a past. I don't know. Maybe I see where. Let's just say we're all in hell. All right, so let's begin. Hi, everyone. Let me turn on my camera. Let me do it the right way. Tell me if you can see me. Let me fix my hair.
Hey, Omi.
Hi, Savvy. All right, great. So that means you can see me. Hi, everyone. My name is Omolora Wilson. I am a marketing and data analytics master's student at the University of the West Indies. I was a marketing and tourism management student at the University of the West Indies. That's what I did my bachelor's in marketing and tourism management. And I'm also one of those students who passed through this course. I did CARB when I started UE a couple of years ago. And I also did, I've done this for quite a while, this kind of session. I have done it, I want to say 6 different times, 3 different books, 4 different books, 5 different books, 6 different times, with different students. Same thing, go through every year. I did Carib Civ in 2019, 2020, so that's a good while back, to be honest. But that's when I actually started doing Carib Civ. I was in the same dilemma that you were in. Every time I do this, I tell the story so people don't overreact about not starting their book report as yet. My book report was due a Friday, just like how your book report was due a Friday at 11:59 East Caribbean time, which means that was 10:59 our time, Jamaican time. And I didn't do anything. Like, I didn't understand the book. I never started reading the book. The day when the book report was due was the day I realized that, oh, if you open my book and read the book, I genuinely didn't know anything about the book report. I was an active student in class, but I didn't know much about the book report. And then the book did look so boring, and I never wanted to read it. That's just the truth about it. Me, when the deadline was Friday, the entire library was full, halls were full, everywhere full. Everybody tried to submit their book report for 10:59. Your girl just pick up our book and just head to the library to actually start reading the book. I did that around 8 p.m. and the book due 10:59. When everybody submit their book report 10:59 and left the library, me probably reached like the second chapter of the book and I'm reading. I have not started my book report. I finished the book around Saturday 1 a.m. in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning, and then me go on my bed, wake up in the Saturday, read the book again. And I started my essay Saturday evening. And I think I finished my essay the Sunday and I submitted it the Sunday evening, probably around 10:59 to be very honest. And I got an A, right? Mark you, they did take off grades for late submission and everything, and still get me A because I knew what I was doing. And then like after like going through all that and submitting and realizing I got an A, I was like, oh my God, like could someone not have walked me through this so I could have actually done the book report on time because I know me I do? Why am I have to suffer to understand like how to do the book report? You understand? And so as the years passed by, I realized that I wasn't the only one in that dilemma. Every year, everybody had the same dilemma. Nobody is touching your hand and being like, hey, how do I do this book report? And so you end up in the same pathway that I was in. And so I made it a point of duty that I would help when I could. Help you with the book report, tell you the little how you can approach it as much as I could when I could. So people would not end up in the same dilemma I was in when it was time for submission. I didn't want that, to be honest. And so I did book report sessions. Thanks, me girl. I did book report sessions for the past, every semester for the past, well, from 2020 coming up to now. And so I think I have a bit of an understanding of how to do the book report. I have not had a student who failed the book report. And every year around this time, I would start the book report. Reason being, no matter how you want to tell yourself, majority of you have not started the book report, or majority of you have just started the book report. And so if I've done this session about 2 weeks ago, nobody would have started the book report, and then everybody would end up in my inbox and say, Omolora, wait this again, wait this. So I like to do it closer to the deadline because I know around that time, everybody locked down because they know they have to actually start the book, and the information is fresh in your mind, which is why I choose 2 days before deadline, which oftentimes work more so than the others. Yes? And so here we are with a book that majority of us are not interested in because some of us are not, we don't care about Caribbean history, we don't care about Caribbean studies. Some of us barely wanted to do Caribbean studies at CAPE level, much less to complete again, basically, at the first year rank at the University of West Indies. But guess what? We're going to do it regardless, and we're going to do it well. So let us start by first understanding that this book report is similar to an essay in terms of the breakdown and how you carry it through, and there's nothing for you to kill yourself over. Now I'm going to ask a question. And I want honesty. This is a safe space. Persons on YouTube may ask the question too. You might not have the raise hand feature, so you can probably just type it in the chat if you're on YouTube. And if you're here, you can either raise your hand or type it in the chat. This is a safe space because we're all trying to pass this course. Yes? How many of us have started the essay? If you started the essay, raise your hand. Then if you're not, we just want to see the hands. If you started the essay, raise your hand. All right, let's see a couple people. Pause. Everybody pause. How many of you have not started the essay? Raise your hands. If you know in your heart of you must start the essay yet. I'm gonna start the essay yet. I'm not lie. We don't need to lie here. It's a safe space. If you know in your heart of hearts, you must start the essay yet. Raise your hands. I'm looking at the YouTube and I'm looking here. All right. All right, lower your hand. Let me see the hands of those who have not finished reading the book. Tell me truth. You don't finish reading the book yet. The truth is, God knows after the first 2 chapters, I was out of it. You know you're not finished reading the book. All right, so we have a way to go. No worries. No worries. We're going to do it regardless. All right. The truth about it is I also have not finished reading the book. I have no intention to finish reading the book. I've read about 3 chapters of the book or 2.5, and I already know how I would have structured my book report, but I'm the expert here. Yes. And so in a way, this is my way. And I started reading that book today. Today, around 10, 12 p.m., I start reading the book. So I could have prepared myself to come to you this evening. It's not impossible. It's just not your field. If you're not like, you're not like it. If you're not a history person, you're not a history person. But that doesn't mean that you can't attempt to do the book. Ready? So I'm going to open my slide. I'm going to open my document, and we're going to see how best we can get these A's together. Let me open the file. And let me just apologize in advance because I say it every year and I will not lie. I am not tech savvy. I really and truly don't know the basis of how to use technology, but I try. Hold on. Maybe downloads or the airdrops. Downloads. Right. So I'm stuck already because I airdrop the document and I don't know where to find it on a MacBook. I'm gonna go in documents. Desktop. All right. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna just send it back again. Because I ain't mama raised no punk here. I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get this done today. Send. Bear with me. Send. All right. And then I'm gonna send it to the MacBook. Right. Bear with me. I'm gonna accept it. All right. Hold on, everybody else, hold on. I'm gonna open it. All right. Come on, man. I know my stuff. I ain't no punk. All right, let's go. Let me see how best we can get this out of the way. Maybe it is best that I join us, I guess. I can just do that and then share from this. Hold on. It was a bit on expertise in this. It means that she's not an expertise in it, but I'm gonna survive, guys. Just let me get this part out of the way and I'm good to go. Let me join the meeting. Meeting ID is what? Let me see what the meeting ID is. Pause. I'm just trying to see if I can understand this technology. All right, let me see. 872 2315 6213. That's it. That's it right there. Password. Carib. Save. Continue. Let's see. Somebody I figure probably get removed because I need to add my device in the something. All right, you know what? I'll just use it from this. No biggie, no biggie. I can handle this. All right, let's go. I wanted to use the one that I had because it's way more. Yeah, I'm gonna remove someone. I'm looking for a volunteer. I'm looking for a volunteer that I can remove so I can actually put the document on and you can join from YouTube. Any volunteers? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? Oh, never mind. All right, I will remove Shakira's iPhone. What happened? Nothing like just not really submit. Okay, done. Done and join. You join. No bear me no mind here, guys, because I try to figure this out. And if it don't work, but just do what I have with the regular document. I just feel like document I have works better and I want to use it. 6213. All right, me in. Thank God. Oh, thank God. All right, good. Disconnect. Okay, good. Never mind. I'm good. Share content for the host. Make. Can share content. What is my name on this? Omolora Wilson. All right, don't move, guys. Just let me. Don't mind me. I'm just showing my age. Oh, phone me. Make. I'm gonna make the other me host. Okay, good. And I'm gonna share my content. Screen. Start broadcast. All right. Let me know. All right. Let me know if you see my screen. Are you seeing my screen? Okay, good, good, good. So you're seeing my screen. Thank God. I'm just gonna put this to the side. Good. So you're seeing my screen now. All right, everyone. So let's get into it. So we're gonna see how best we can get these A's together. And the first thing we're gonna do is look at the question. So what exactly is the question asking? The question is asking a catalyst for change. How appropriate is this phase in describing the life, the work, and the contribution of Walter Rodney as represented by Lewis in the biographies under study? Yes, the report should also include analysis of the text within the context of the themes and topics of the course, analysis of the text within the social and historical context, and of course, your opinion of the value of the book to understanding Caribbean society. We understand what the question is saying? Let's start with that. You understand what the question is saying?
Not really.
Not really. That's okay. Not really. We don't understand it. All right, so there's where we go right. Yes? I have learned through experience that a lot of times when they put these words together, especially in this particular course, it is there to throw you off. It's there to throw you right off. Yes? This idea and this concept of what a catalyst for change is up to you to decide. You have to come up with your definition, whether it's something that a person says or a scholarly article of what a catalyst for change is in this context. Yes? All they're asking you is, to what extent or how would you believe that this particular phrase is appropriate to describing who Walter Rodney is? Do you consider Walter Rodney to be a catalyst for change? That's all to ask you. In the idea of what a catalyst of change is, do you believe that Walter Rodney is a catalyst for a change or was a catalyst for a change? You understand me? That's all them I ask you. And if you believe so, it's simple. I believe that Walter Rodney was definitely a catalyst for change. I believe so to a large extent. I believe so to a small extent. I believe so significantly. I don't believe he was. Yes? Somebody just asked me, so do we have to define what a catalyst for change is? I would recommend that you do. Yes? Now, if you have read the book, you understand in this particular context, a catalyst for change would be someone who would have pushed this idea of Caribbean countries becoming independent, Black movement, Black empowerment, etc., etc. Do you believe that Walter Rodney, in all his work that he's done, is fitting of this title, a catalyst for change? That's all it's asking you. Now, you might start to stress out yourself because you start to focus on that a lot, but hear what? That's not supposed to be a major focus. That's not supposed to be a major focus. That is not supposed to be your major focus. Your major focus is what they have asked for you to include in your book report. That's what your major focus is. What exactly they've asked you to include in your book report. You have now made your decision, as I assume you should, that Walter Rodney, this particular phrase actually does stand appropriate in describing the life, the work, and contribution of Walter Rodney. It does. If you've read the book, you would say definitely. It does. Yes? To a large extent, and you would have known this because of X, Y, and Z. Don't make the land everlasting thing they have given you in terms of your question or your prompt to confuse you. You see the breakdown of what your report should also include? That is your focus. Because if you have these, you will automatically answer your question. All right? We're good? We get it. Yes? All right, so let's go down a little bit more. The contents of your essay or your book report, again, is similar to the contents of, somebody said they don't get it, Jordanique. Don't worry, Jordanique. We're going to do one together. Don't worry yourself. The contents of a book report is similar to the contents of an essay. You need an introduction, you need a body of your essay, and you need your conclusion and your personal view. Simple, simple, just like any other essay you have done in your life, an introduction, the body, and your conclusion and personal view. If you remember when they asked you in your outline of what you do, they asked you for your opinion on the value of the book to understanding Caribbean society. It comes in your conclusion. That's where you put your personal view. Yes? So these are the three things you need. Now we're going to break down those three things, starting with your introduction. I'm going to skip that part. Your introduction is your grabber or your pave way for the reader. It tells them what is present in the book and consists of the typical layout as such. This is what is supposed to be in your introduction to just breeze through. If you have the basic layout that I have here in your introduction, you have an introduction. It might not be the toppest of tiers, but at least you have an introduction. Ready? First thing first, you have to give me a background of who Walter Rodney is in your introduction. Who is this man? Where is he from? Who is his parents? What is he known for? What exact role did he play in Caribbean society? The minute you start writing your introduction, I have to know who exactly are we talking about in this book report? Yeah, you get the document. I have no problem giving you the document. You understand me? So I have to be, if I'm a person who have no idea what Caribbean civilization is about, and I read your book report, your introduction must make me know, say, oh, yeah, man, there's the right one book, but that man have it true. That man I do this for you, you too lie. Me understand why them write a book about the man. You get me? So that is why you have to give some background on Walter Rodney. Secondly, you have to give some background on the author of the biography. Why? Tell me why you have to give some background information on the author himself. Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? No way.
Walter.
Go again?
Is it put credit to the author?
To put credit to the author. Because here what? Let's say Omolora come in and write one book about Walter Rodney. Life, work, everything he do. Yes? And Omolora, they will have a degree to our name. How do I know that Omolora is capable of writing a book that is credible and valid about Walter Rodney? You get me? And as such, you have to inform the reader that the person who is writing this book is somebody who can actually write the book. The person have ranks, the person have knowledge, this person have expertise, this person has credibility. This is why this person is writing this book. That is why I need to know a little bit about the author. So you can't just come and decide to me automatically say, you're going to tell me all about this book, but I have no idea who wrote this book. I have no idea that I can give this particular person credibility, because at the end of the day, you have not given me any information about the author. Yes? So you have to have background information on the person in the book and background information on the author. Felicia Clark is asking, does it matter who you introduce first, Rupert or Rodney? No. How you want to structure your introduction is up to you, because guess what? You still have to start your introduction by defining what a catalyst of change is. Yes? You with me so far? Who last? Who last? Who last? Nobody? All right, let's continue. Then you also have to let me know a little bit about the book's characteristics. Why are we required to read this book? Why exactly did they give this book to us? Why? Anybody? I'm asking. It's not a rhetorical question. I'm actually asking, by the way. Anybody? Why you have to read this book, or why is this book important to read? Let me hear you.
Halfway book report.
Huh? Yes, of course, it's on your book report, but guess what? I know they have said it to you, and I'm going to say it here. This book stands as one of the Caribbean biography series. And the Caribbean biography series is a series of books that are published by the University of the West Indies and highlights important contributors to Caribbean society. That is why this book is important to read. You get me? Are we on board? Are we lost? Are we good?
So the fact that we are reading the book is because it's a Caribbean biography series, or is it that the students of the University of the West Indies need to be immersed in the knowledge of these people?
Well, for one, when you write your introduction, you are not supposed to say, let me put that out there. You're not supposed to say, this book is important because we have to read it as university students, or we have to read it. But no, you are literally saying to me, this particular book stands as this book is one of the published documents by the University of the West Indies under the Caribbean biography series, which highlights important contributors to the Caribbean society. That is it. You have automatically said to me why this book is important. You get me? Are we on board?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. You can also put in a little bit more about the book, that this book have 4 chapters, XYZ amount of pages, if you want to. That is on you. You don't have to, but if you want to, you can. Yes? So remember, you need to tell me who Walter Rodney is, who is the author, who Rupert is, or the credibility of Rupert, yes? And of course, characteristics about the book. We have that. Everybody have that? Everybody have that? Everybody understand what me I said there, so?
Yes, we do.
Here comes the important part. Your thesis statement. Your thesis statement stands as the final section of your introduction. That's what your thesis statement is, the final section of your introduction. And it tells the reader what the entire report will be about. It is telling the reader what will be in the body of your book report. After you have written your thesis statement, there's nothing more you are supposed to be adding to your introduction. It's done this up. Get me?
Do you want to give us an example of a good thesis statement, please?
Yeah, man. I will go into it because I have we're going to do an example together. I always like to do examples together. Yes? So your thesis statement is a final set. All right, baby? Yeah, man, do your thing. The washing. I don't know till we done this. I don't know. Probably an hour and a half. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's fine. Because I go wash anyways. Okay, no problem. Hold on. Sorry about that. I didn't know how to unmute. All right, so let's go. So we understand the thesis statement. Your thesis statement is supposed to have all the points that you're going to be discussing in your essay. Everyone at the point we are going to talk about, and that's now them are going to drop in for your thesis statement. We get that. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, miss.
Thank you. Can't function without feedback, guys. Can't function without it. Now, your thesis statement needs about, I hear there's a 4 to 5. 4 to 5 fully explored and supported by external sources and research, right? Now, let me talk about this. Your 4 to 5 themes have to be solid. If you're going to give the teacher 3 themes, they have to be powerful themes because you're giving them 3. If you give them 4, good. And if you give them 5 or more, you have to give them 5 or more, but some can strong, some can weak because you have to remember your word count. Some people are going to know for one, give 6, 7 themes. That's on them. Let them do what they want to do. Our focus is to ensure that we meet the requirements of the book report, which is what? 3 to 4, 4 to 5 teams. 3 is okay, 4 is perfect, 5 and more, you can do what you want if you want enough. So you have to get your solid themes, and this is where you drop them. You drop them in your thesis statement, right? With me so far? And then we're gonna do one together. So let's go. I'm going to share my screen again, and now we're gonna work on a thesis statement ourselves. Well, an introduction. I do this every year. Fine. I need your feedback now because you're the students and you're the ones who are reading the book. And I would expect you to be able to assist me in writing this introduction. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's go.
are.
First thing first, let's define what a catalyst of change is. Let's go. Somebody give me a definition. Talk to me. Kaka. Hello? Are we lost?
I'm just thinking like a driving force for change. That's just the first thing that's coming up in my mind.
All right, so you are considering a catalyst of change to be a driving force of what now? Go ahead, I'm listening.
Of change. That's just the first thing that popped up in my mind.
All right, now let me tell you something. There are some things in this book report that you can Google. Now, I'm not saying if you Google them. There are some things in this book report if you Google them. Because some of you not go find yourself in no library, if you look for no book, no article, nothing. So what do? You Google them. You look for what article, you Google them, you literally Google and say articles that are speaking to this, articles that are speaking to that, and you provide them or documents that is on you. The idea is to work smart. Someone work hard, you work smart. All right, go ahead, Shem.
All right, so you can say a person who advocates for something new or connects their ideas with others and has the courage to step into the unknown to make a difference.
All right, so a catalyst for change can be seen. A catalyst for change can be seen as a person who advocates, go again.
Advocates for something new.
For something new.
That connects their ideas with others and has the courage to step into the unknown to make a difference.
And encourages them to step into the unknown to make a difference. And I'm going to add something to that. Causing a revolution of ideas, norms, culture. Here we are. Somebody just join or something. Mute your mic for me. Can be seen. Thank you. So this is our definition for a catalyst for change. Paste. Hello, paste. Oh, why I feel embarrassed me like that for everybody? I said something about no upset me. Why not gonna make everybody know so me don't know how to do this? Sure. Nash. Good. Take out the board. So this is us. This is our definition of a catalyst for change. Yes? A catalyst for change can be seen as a person who advocates for something new, that connects their ideas with others and encourages them to step into the unknown to make a difference, causing a revolution of ideas, norms, and culture. And then this is us. Ready? Walter Rodney stands as the perfect epitome. Our epitome and perfect is like redundant, but perfect epitome of a catalyst for change. Yes? Through his significant works encouraging Black empowerment and freedom of minds for the Caribbean and African people. Boom. Yeah? We just sweet up. We just sweet it up. Mark, please note that the information put here may or may not be true. Don't copy this and put in your book report because we are just now giving examples of, but the foolishness, and then say, me gonna foolishness. Please note, we are just writing examples of, but already. Tell me about Walter Rodney. Somebody give me, when was Walter Rodney born? Open on the mic and talk. When was
1942.
In what?
1942.
1942. Walter Rodney was born in 1942. Who are his parents? Who are his parents?
Edward and Pauline.
Who?
Edward.
All right, there we go. Edward and Pauline, who? Pauline Rodney. And stood as the second of six, also?
Yeah.
Thank you. Second of six siblings.
Yes.
He attended, where did he go?
Queen's College.
And then?
UA, Mona.
Okay. No, mind me typos. I don't know what me I write. Say Guyana and then what? UE. Please put it out in full when you write it. UE, Mona. What did he study?
History.
History.
History?
In economics.
History and what?
He did a minor in economics.
History and economics. Yes? Tell me some things that Walter don't know. He was a lecturer at whatever, right? He became a lecturer at where?
At his alma mater, University of the West Indies.
No, man, he didn't go somewhere before that, man. What was the place he go before?
Is it University of Dar es Salaam?
Yes, at the University of, spell the word. Type the word, somebody type the word in the chat, please.
SAALAM.
One more time, baby.
DARESSALAAM.
Miss what me I do?
Two is
You don't know me right.
SALAAM.
You don't know me right, man. No, in the South. It's so cracky. University of the West Indies. University of the West Indies. University of the West Indies. And stood as a historian, political activist, and academic. This is me just quoting, yes? Yes. Who not only interpreted, let's copy this. Let's copy this and let's paste this real quick to save us time. When I'm not about me typing, I don't really care. No matter nobody say me could have type, no matter nobody say me know how to use the computer, I'm not look at that. All right, let's go down, this one down a notch. That 12. And let's put it at T is for times. There we go. Good. Who not only interpreted that, not only interpreted the concept of the. All right, let's go. Reading. So this is what we have for introduction so far. We define what the catalyst is. See it here. We done the definition. I'll highlight it. We did the definition. of what a catalyst for change is. See it here. I just put it in yellow. Yes? Everybody seeing it? I now give you a little bit of information about who Walter Rodney is. All these things I have now given you, and I'm putting it in green about Walter Rodney. Walter Rodney stands as this perfect epitome of catalyst for change. He was born, I told you who his parents was, I told you where he went to school, what he studied, I told you about his profession, and I told you about his contribution. See? So that can yeah, go ahead.
Only you can take down your keyboard 1 minute, so yeah, thank you.
Sorry about that. So I told you about who he was, what he did as a historian, his contribution as a political activist, and also what exactly was his contribution. So I tell you he's a political activist, but exactly how? Yes? I spoke about his Black Power and Marxism, all of that. See it here in green too. And that is it. We've now given them a little bit of information about who Walter Rodney is. You're halfway through your introduction. Halfway through, let me just delete this before everybody start get confused and screenshot it, and then we end up in our foolishness. There we go. We're halfway through the introduction. Yes? Now I need to tell you a little bit about who Rupert is. Yes? So the biography, open quotation, Walter Rodney, R-O-D-N-E-Y. Most of them is still up on YouTube, and I hope I didn't get disconnected. I'll check. Okay, good. Good. The biography, Walter Rodney, was written by who? Who wrote the book?
One Rupert Lewis.
Right.
Rupert Lewis.
Rupert Lewis. I don't know why that. Rupert Lewis.
Would it be good for us to use his titles to show that he's a scholar?
What is his title?
Professor Dr. Rupert Lewis.
Of course. Of course. Of course, because again, the whole reason we're talking about the author is so that we can give his credibility. So if a professor and a doctor, you need to make them know that this is a professor and a doctor. So the biography of Walter Rodney was written by Professor Dr. Rupert Lewis. Tell me a little bit about Rupert.
All right, so he's known for his scholarly research in published articles of Marcus Garvey, Garvey movements, and Jamaican politics.
All right, so he's known for his scholarly research
and published articles and books on Marcus Garvey, the Garvey movements, and Jamaican politics.
Published articles and books on Marcus Garvey. Garvey is in. And who? One more time, Sabi.
Garvey movements.
Okay, and Garvey.
And Jamaican politics.
Okay, we're just going to put on Jamaican politics.
Yeah.
And Jamaican politics. Yes? Was Professor Dr. Rupert a lecturer or anything like that?
He's a retired lecturer of music.
All right, he is a retired lecturer of, again, when you're writing your thing, please make sure you put out your words fully, at least for the first 2 times you wrote it, yes? All right, thank you, Deon Nesbeth. All right, good. He's a retired lecturer of UWI, and this biography is published under the Caribbean Biography Series, and you guys need to look up what that is. Okay, if you look at even like the page that they give you at the start of the book, the picture of Walter Rodney tells you that it's a part of the biography series, which is published series by the University of the West Indies by the Louis that highlights important contributors to the history of the Caribbean and its society today. Yeah, we done. So we there? So we have now talked about the book, we talked about the catalyst for change, we talked about the person in the book, we talked about the author, we talked about the book itself in terms of its characteristics. And some people, if you want to give a little bit about the, little bit more information about the Caribbean Biography series, just know that it has also produced other books about other contributors. When I started, I did Beryl McBurney. A year we did Lucille Mathermere, 1 year we did Stuart Hall, we did Amy Cesar. I think we also did Marcus Garvey. But you can add in that information if you want to twist and turn it a little bit, yes? Now we have had all the things I've listed up here for you to have in your introduction. Background on the person in the book, background on the author, and of course the book's characteristic. Now it is time for our thesis statement. Yes? Are we ready?
Yes, miss.
All right, so let's go about our thesis statement. It is to be agreed to a large extent dominant themes in the book report, such as colonialism, Marxism, I think that's a good theme. Colonialism, Marxism, revisionism is also a good theme. I'm just giving you the themes that I had in my head. Colonialism, Pan-Africanism is also a good theme. Pan-Africanism, education is also a good theme. Well done, Omolora. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and education. I can't give any more than that. So I just go give those. Those are my top themes that I saw. And education, that Walter Rodney, it is to be agreed to a large extent that two dominant themes of the book, such as colonialism, Marxism, revisionism, Pan-Africanism, and education, that Walter Rodney did in fact stood as a catalyst for change. That's it. And that's my introduction. Yes, my introduction take a whole heap of page, but that is my introduction. Let me just highlight this so you can see this too. Let me highlight this and put it in probably purple. And then this is about the book itself, characteristics about the book. It's in blue. And last but not least, this will stay. Where it is. Everybody seeing?
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody understand?
Kinda, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, questions, answers. Let's pause and let's get them. Go. Why would you do that? You know, come inside. Let's go. Questions and answers. I'm ready. People ask.
My question is, so basically for my own that I had, my introduction is well long, like trust I got done. And then your own is a little bit more concise, like it has the elements of the introduction, but probably not to the degree as how I did introduce everything. So is it like a limit to what the introduction should and should not have? Because maybe the thing that I have in my introduction should be like in the body, if that makes sense.
All right, let me tell you. Your introduction, let's start with this. If you start writing your first point, yes? And you realize that your introduction is longer than your first point, you are off. So while your introduction should have information, you can't spend majority of your essay word count in your introduction. You can't do that.
Can you please repeat?
I was saying to Sabrina a while ago, because she had asked a question about whether or not she's looking at my introduction to say my introduction is a little bit concise and hers is longer. And she wants to know if she's doing something wrong and if she put too much of it in the introduction. I'm saying to her, the minute you realize that your introduction is longer, way longer than your first point, you're doing something wrong.
Noted.
Because everything where you go drop in the introduction is supposed to come out in the body of your book report. This is just a prelude to where you come into the real thing. So you can't have no everlasting introduction. Mark you, what I have here is the bare minimum. These are for the people that can't write to save their life. These are the bare minimum to make sure so you get a grade. Understood?
So, Miss, all the themes that you include in your introduction, you must expound on them, or
yes, all the themes. All right, so let's go into the thesis statement. Yes, my thesis statement is saying that these are the things that I'm going to be looking at to agree with the statement that a catalyst of change can be used to, support. 639 is good for an introduction. I say your introduction is supposed to have like 400 to 600 words. 400 to 600. 400 to 600. So my thesis statement is saying, it is to be agreed to a large extent that through dominant themes in the book, such as colonialism, Marxism, revisionism, Pan-Africanism, and education, that Walter Rodney did in fact stood as a catalyst for change. In my body, I must talk about all 5 of these points that I have listed. I did go overboard by listing 5, but these are some strong points I saw in the book. Sorry, I just listed them.
Sorry, Omi, you said that the intro should be around 400 to 600?
400 to 600. You don't need any more.
Okay.
It could be less.
Okay.
So, Miss, if it says less, it is okay?
That's on you. Let me see. I don't know. Let me tell you how many words I have here. It's better I do that, so I can tell you. Let me tell you how much words I have here, and I can better answer your question. Word counter. Do I have any questions about the introduction for those who don't get it? For those who have lost, for those who feel like I go too fast? Now is the time for you to talk and tell me.
Okay, so in your introduction, I see that you defined what a catalyst for change was, but in my introduction, I didn't define what a catalyst for change was. Is it that I have to or I don't have to?
You don't have to, but I would recommend that you do.
So, Miss,
but I would recommend that you do. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Miss, if you put the catalyst for change definition down at the bottom, is that okay too, or it has to be in the I defined it when in my last point.
Last point of what?
No, I mean, sorry, Miss. In the conclusion, Miss. I put it in the conclusion. So should I move it? and put it up at the
I
top?
would say, let me tell you, I would say move it because, again, they have asked you how appropriate is this phrase for talking about Walter Rodney. From day one, you have to put it out there that this is what is now sparking the conversation of your book report. So it has to be in your introduction. Not the definition, they don't have to be in there, you know, but you have to be talking about catalyst of change somewhere in your introduction. Somewhere. Someone says, can you include a reference in the intro as it relates to defining? You are supposed to. Again, this is the bare minimum. So you're supposed to. You're supposed to, by right, have a reference to where you get your definition from. You don't know nothing. You can put sources in your information, in your introduction. You don't know nothing. What I've learned from doing this book report is the universe don't expect you if you do know nothing. You're not supposed to make up nothing. Everything where you would be supposed to have some reference. Somebody would have had to say it before you. So you quote every definition. Every definition has a reference. Persons on YouTube, do you have any questions? I can tell you right now, 400 to 600, this is 315. This is 315. And if I'm going to be honest, this is the bare minimum of an introduction. I literally did the basis. I spoke about what a catalyst of change is. That's one. I then went in to talk about who Walter Rodney was. That's two. I spoke about who the author was. That's three. I spoke about characteristics of the book. And then I gave my thesis statement. That alone is 300 words. 313 words. You get what I say? Are we okay?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Lesiana.
Listen. For the introduction, do we need to put the page number where we got the information from?
For what?
All right, for instance, about is where he attends school.
Yeah, you can quote it. You can quote it. You don't have to, but you can.
Okay.
For this particular part, you don't have to, but you can. You can make a reference.
Okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions about the introduction? Do you understand what is there? Are you able to come up with this information on your own? Have you any, let me tell you something, I said nothing is wrong with looking. If you don't know nothing about Walter Rodney, there's nothing wrong with asking Google. Google has all the information about who Walter Rodney is. If you not start the book yet, you Google the man. You learn a little bit more and you rephrase and you write what you know. And you provide a nice article or a source about your knowledge. You don't know who Rupert is, you Google the man. Are we on board?
Yeah,
No, there's some people who probably won't be able to write a thesis statement as fancy as what I have here. And you can literally say, this is an easy way to do your thesis statement. This book report will delve into the prominent themes of the book, Walter Rodney, R-O-D-N-E-Y, Walter Rodney, and its contribution to the history and social context. I can use historical instead of history context of the Caribbean. Simple, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. If you can twist Antoine, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's it. Simple, simple. Nothing too extra, nothing out of the way. Chantel Squire is asking if we can code. Somebody said change the blue, they can't see. Thank you for letting me know, the person on YouTube. So whenever I get to YouTube, people them know because they're actively communicating in there. Yeah, that's better, right? So Chantel Squire is asking, could we quote one of his statements in the intro? Yes, you can. At your introduction, how you want fancy dance it up, rest on you. Yes? So here I have a simple introduction. Easy peasy. Yes? Everybody understand? All right, let's move into the body of the essay. Now, the body of the essay has a typical layout. Just like on the introduction of the layout, the body of the essay has a typical layout as well. We are using the peel method. Now, I have been reading essays for the past couple of days, and I realized that a lot of us don't know the concept of the peel method. Your peel method is easy. Point, example, explain, link. First thing first, you are going to give your point. Your point is your theme. You must highlight in the first sentence the theme / point that you're going to be discussing in that particular paragraph. And then you have to give me a definition. That's your P. Your E is your examples. You must show your examples. You have to tell the reader them, where in the book can they see examples of this point? So we talk about colonialism. Where in the book can you see colonialism taking place? We spoke about the classroom in which when what his name is, when Walter Raleigh was at Queen's College, how they made up their mind that they're going to train and raise the boys to take over from Britain, so that they could actually push the ideologies of what Britain is about. That is an aspect of colonialism taking place in the schools. We talk about the effect of colonialism that is happening within Africa. What has happened over the time that he's there? We spoke about colonialism being present in the wars. Those are your examples being given there, you know. You give an example. Then you have to explain to the reader using scholars and reference how this point and example is linked and what draws you to see your examples as valid. Now watch out. Everybody, I wonder what that means. You remember the top when I'm asking for some social and historical context? You remember that? You remember when they ask you like, oh, analyze the social and historical context? This is where it comes in. This is where it comes in. This is where you start to say to persons, I can see colonialism, the effect of colonialism in our society. I can tell about the history of colonialism within the Caribbean. This is where that social / historical context comes in. And then you link everything you said, you just link everything back to your thesis and pave a way for your new point. Ready? We're going to do some examples. Are we ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get an example out there real quickly. All right, give me a theme that we want to look at.
Colonialism.
Colonialism, and everybody is planning on writing on colonialism, or majority?
Yes, miss.
Pan-Africanism.
All right. And I think, guys, I really think you should look into revisionism in all that.
And double consciousness.
Love that. And I think I have
Resistance.
resistance. Well done. Give me a next one.
Liberation.
All right. What? How many here? No, black empowerment.
Classism. Black
Classism.
Power movement.
Identity.
All
The
right.
Caribbean identity.
All right. Give me something else. Political movements, people.
And development.
Communism.
All right. I would love for us to, well, you don't have to. If I were doing this, let me say that if I were doing this, I would have looked at Marxism. I would have looked at political movements. I would have looked at revisionism. I would have also probably looked at education. I think I'd look at education too.
Socialism.
I think I would drop socialism, communism, all of that other political movements.
Okay.
Somebody said they look at decolonization. Don't mind my themes. These are just, somebody just asked if I could show them the themes. These themes are just some of the themes that are often visible in the books. Yeah. They don't necessarily mean that they're in there. No, it's just often visible in the book. So you would have seen colorism and racism, you'd have seen colonialism, you'd have seen political movements, Caribbean identity, cultural diversity, resistance and retention, classism and social stratification, double diasporic consciousness, migration, education, religion. Some of these things you would have seen in your book. They're just obvious things that are there, more than likely. And I remember Miss was sending an email to a particular person saying, like, these are the themes that you will probably tend to see, that your themes are coming from everything that you've learned in class. So Miss just send everything, the topics for them studying in a class. All right? So let's do an example together. Please note the references here are fictional ones just created for the flowing of the session. So anybody want to copy and paste this and send it in and then fail, blame yourself. This is just being done for the flowing of the session so you understand how it would have looked. Yeah? Let's go.
Omi, yours not sharing your screen. Sorry.
Oh, thanks. What must
Yeah.
That's a tech savvy. So somebody have to just remind me every now and then. And I will act accordingly. Sorry. Share content, screen, start broadcast. All right, good. I think my screen is up now. All right, please note. You see me put my note, you see me put my PSA. Okay, let's go. A prominent theme throughout the biography, Walter Rodney. Hey. Hi, good night.
I didn't get a chance to sign my contract. Is that with you or Mr. Ross?
It's with me, but you can't sign it tonight. You have to sign it in the morning.
Okay, no problem. Do you need my name?
Pardon me?
Do you need my name?
Just want to sign a contract.
Just come in.
No problem. A permanent theme in the biography of Walter Rodney. So sorry, guys. I am resident advisor for a hall. So, Tanis, I'm in office. You can come. A permanent theme throughout the biography of Walter Rodney is colonialism. Define colonialism for me, please.
The process by which European nations exploited resources, land, and labor within the Caribbean by enforcing their ideals on the indigenous people and later the enslaved Africans.
Okay. Colonialism is defined as a
Omi.
process by which colonialism and racism.
Omi.
Oi.
So like with the book, there's like this case where the book actually cites another book's definition. Could we do that?
You can.
Okay.
So the book, you just cite the book where the book cite. Nothing is wrong with that. I cite them cited, you cite it too. So colonialism is defined as a process by which, go again for me, Walters?
Where the European nations exploited the land, resources, and labor of the Caribbean by enforcing its ideals on the indigenous people and later the African slaves.
You can't, miss the slave part. You can't put people because when you say slave, it sounds like they were slaves before, but they weren't. They were people. They were normal people.
Some of them were slaves before,
but they weren't that type of slave.
Political correct term they use is the enslaved people instead of slaves because you're not born a slave.
Yeah.
So you have slavery imposed upon you, so you're
Enslaved. Can we run back the definition there? Walters.
I didn't hear you repeat.
Run back that definition.
One sec, I'm going back to my essay. Hold on. Okay, all right. So it's a process by which the European nations took control of the Caribbean region's resources, land, and labor by forcing their ideals on the indigenous people and later the enslaved Africans.
Okay, so the personal ideas on the indigenous peoples.
We'll put
Spain,
Africans and free people. How about that, Sashi? And free. I think that can work. And later free.
Yes, miss.
Yeah. All right, good. Give me some examples of colonialism in the book. Give me some examples of colonialism that you saw in the book.
One of the examples I'm asking, is it when like in the book when it mentioned I think it's Brazil when they took African people, like for instance when rice became popular in Brazil, where they took the people from African and sent them to Brazil.
To what?
Like to plant rice.
As slaves?
Yes.
No, that's slavery.
Okay.
Anybody else? Well done, though. Thank you for trying, Vashon. Anybody else? People, no run answer, safe space. You have to answer, you have to say something. Nobody?
Miss, can we use an example from one of Rodney's books?
Yes. Is it that he had it? Was it that it was stated in the book report? Hello? Narampino. People, I cannot do it for you. You have to have at least some sort of answer because it's a teamwork. If me do it and left you here, so you're not going to get it. Ashley says, Ronnie argued that colonialism is necessary undeveloped Caribbean people. Thank you, Ashley.
All right, so you see for colonialism, I think the definition above, for me, I never use it explicitly like that. I use the one that the book side with the book. Why? Because when Walter Rodney was around, slavery was already abolished. So it was really colonialism in a I would say neo-colonialism, like in a new context. So, the residual impacts of, transatlantic slave, it was like, still there, but it wasn't active colonialism like before. I don't know if that makes sense. What I'm trying to say.
It makes sense, but you still have to give me examples of colonialism in the book. So
I have examples, but I just don't think it's based on the definition that you have right there.
give me an example. Let me hear it.
Okay, so let me find it. Give me a sec.
Okay. Yeah, answer, but if they're not answer, I'm not going to give it to them.
Question. This is from one of Rodney's book. I think How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. Would a feature of colonialism or colonialism an example of where they use the Africans for mining, and after when they had like the scurvy breakout or something like that, they did not even insure the Africans or care about the Africans, and many of the Africans didn't have homes or healthcare systems, and many of them died and things like I don't remember exactly, but I think that would be an example of colonial.
All right. I'm gonna say, all right then. I'm gonna say thank you for trying, and I'm gonna run you through it. Yes? All right, good. Let me go. Colonialism was seen in the book from as early as chapter 1 when they spoke about Rodney's education. And they would have made it clear that European schools, such as the Queen's School, was there to ensure that Britain's ideologies remained in the young minds. That's an example of colonialism being shown. That's one. Two, colonialism can also be shown when Rodney was in, I think he did a research in his book, was also shown in one of Rodney's book when he spoke about the fact that kings and queens started to change their names so it aligned with what was considered civilized. So I don't know if you remember there was this queen who changed her name to Donna, whatever, because it was considered a little bit more civilized than others. Those are examples of colonialism.
Oh, Dana and De Sousa.
Yes, that's an example of colonialism taking place within the book. Yes?
Could one also be about his home country? The government did not want the majority to be black or even
that is an example of colonialism.
So the whole thing about the PPP and his parents who were active supporters of it, he himself at a tender age was delivering the manifesto about the PPP and all of that because they wanted to overthrow the colonial power of the government being mostly European leaders. Sorry, I kind of all over the place, but I hope it's one.
But you got it hands down. You're where you're supposed to be. So these are examples of colonialism being shown in the book. Some persons are saying they're doing neo-colonialism. Nonetheless, you have to give your examples. You have to tell me where you see it in the book. You can't tell me that it's a prominent team, but you can't tell me what part you see it in the book. So how is it a prominent team? You get what I'm saying?
I think also mentioning that the fact that he wrote the book How Europe Underdeveloped Africa sets the basis of his evaluation of colonialism.
Thank you. So people are saying, oh, can we mention Walter Rodney book? It is showing you the impact and what colonialism was throughout his particular time. So when you bring it up and say, all right, then colonialism can be seen in even the literatures, because Walter Rodney would have produced a book that highlights the impact of Europe within African nations. And you that talk about it. But if you can't tell me in this moment anything about colonialism, I am concerned. My concern, man. My concern. Do we want to try our next topic?
Can you try education?
Pardon me?
Education.
Want to try education? You want to try education? All right, let's try education.
Yes, miss.
All right, good. Let's try education. Better come better than this, you know. Yeah, man. All right, let's look at education. A prominent theme theory is education. Yes? How we define education in this case? I'm just gonna do it. According to, and again, these are not real sources. I am just putting it out there.
For education, can you start with his like education and then what it led to? Like his university experience.
Okay, good.
Why he studied
Sabrina,
what he studied. And
hold
like
on. You're on the right path, but hold on, you have left P. Are you gonna give me the you haven't given me the definition of what education is. So let's just give a random thing. Not real, please note. According to Capleton. Yeah, good. According to Capleton, education is defined as the process of acquiring knowledge, yeah, for personal and professional growth. Let's use that. For personal and professional growth. Personal and professional growth. All right, good. Give me some examples.
that's what I was listing, right?
Right, yeah.
So it has to do with, first of all, the education he got from his parents. So, you know, education can start in the home, right, Auntie Omi? Right? Right. So his parents were anti-colonialist and they believed in a certain view. So that would have inspired him to go to the University of the West Indies to pursue a Bachelor's of Arts in History based on, you know, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Example would have been Rodney's parents' influence on him.
And I think political involvement, so his parents' influence and political involvement.
Good.
Right.
Good. Higher education to. Go ahead. Anybody else? Example of Rodney's parents' influence to acquire higher education to be able. And so on.
Miss, if we're doing education, we could tie it into revisionism, yeah, probably. When he was doing the bachelor's in history, it allowed him to view the perspective from Africa and what happened in terms of colonialism and slavery, rather than what was taught from the European perspective.
Amazing. We have $1 million, and we just wanted to let you know we're going to be remodeling the break room. A raise would be better. More money. Oh my God, this is
Use the microphone, please.
chairs. I have a question. Yes. By any chance, is it your husband's company doing the construction? Yes, my husband's company is going to be doing the construction on the break room.
Let me mute that boy.
Isn't that illegal? Isn't that against our ethics policy, having a family member?
Oh.
The financials of it all, we just don't really want to discuss all that. We just wanted to give you the great news about the. So the money is basically going right back into your pocket. The surplus is going into your. We have pizza being delivered.
As much as I wanted to hear the rest of that person's business, gotta focus on mine. The power of education was also visible in revisionism. Revisionism, as Rodney somebody say if education and somebody asked if education and revisionism can be tied together. Yes, you can. The proper education was also visited as Ronnie was able to better understand the truth behind colonialism and transatlantic slavery. So, transatlantic slavery and its impact on Africa and the Caribbean. Juxtaposed to what was actually being taught in the schools. Yes? And then you quote it. Give me a next example of education. Anybody? No?
Miss, could we say that the fact that he went into the communities and he educated his brothers,
Right.
sharing his knowledge and
Education was also done. Education was also visible in the informal manner, formal manner, when Rodney would visit the communities. Yes, good. Communities and inner city areas, let's use that, areas to re-educate or to re-educate, let's do that. Let's use re-educate. No, to teach the citizens or people. Teach the people the truth. No, let's use the power. Power.
Could we also put that he deliberately did that because of the Eurocentric education that was available at the time?
Right? The power of the black mind, power of the black mind, well done. The power of the black mind. Go again with what you said, Sabrina?
I was saying that he intentionally did that because of the Eurocentric education available at the time.
Right. Oh. Of that time. Somebody in YouTube said he started a study group with working people to teach them about political terms and Marxism. Great, that's the next example. Chantal also said he educated Rastafarian groups about African history. You can say so through education groups such as the Rastafarian group. Rastafarian group was able to learn more about Africans and Marxism. Well done. See, so I guess what I'm coming to understand is maybe you guys just don't want to write about colonialism, and that's fine because you don't know a lot about education. Yes? Karine says he started study groups with working people in Ghana to teach them about politics. Well done. So here it is that I've given 3 or 4 examples. Again, this is just the bare minimum. We haven't quoted, we haven't delved into it. No. Yes? But I've given you examples. Now I need to explain. This is where I'm going to use the social or historical context. Ready? Walk with me. In the Caribbean today, education is still valued. Formally and informally. Ready? Let me see the man who we need to quote. I don't know what his name is. Caribbean. Where is education? Based on education. So good. Education is still valued formally and informally. In fact, Caribbean sociologists, give me a random one. Let's use Carl Beckford. Yeah, let's use him. Carl Beckford stated that the Caribbean facilitates mobility through accomplishments which is oftentimes received through education. Good. CEI, received through education. Good. You can also say that give me an next something what we know about education. This is us doing the social and historical context, by the way. So when they ask, you see your explanation in your appeal, that's when you put in your social and your historical context. I have put in a social context by speaking about Caribbean sociologists who talk about education still being important in the Caribbean. I can also say, let me put something here.
Omi, can we also mention the book through the lens of the author it's a form of education for the reader? So basically, citing the book as a form of education for the reader, if that makes sense.
Well, no, I don't know if it makes sense. Come and understand. So go again.
Okay, so we're doing a book report on the life of Walter Rodney. That's by Rupert Lewis, right? And we understand that the book is through the lens of Rupert Lewis, and we're reading and analyzing the book. So I'm asking if we can mention that as a form of education at the end.
No. Come in and understand. One more time for me.
Okay. So what I'm saying is the book that we're reading is a form of education for us. Like we're being educated on the life of Walter Rodney and all of these themes that are perpetuated in the book. Can we mention that education at the end?
To say that education is even what?
Is even visible in the text. Like the actual text is a form of education.
I mean, you could say that. I wouldn't stop you from saying that. You could say that. I get what you're saying, so I'm going to tell you, yes, you could say that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I would also recommend that you say something like, even though at the university level, no, you can say that statistics have even shown, let's use that, statistics have even shown that higher education is now being sought for by many young people in the Caribbean. Etc., etc. And this is you giving your link. Yes? Again, your link should have scholarly articles backing your point about either the history of the Caribbean on this particular theme or the social context of the Caribbean in this particular theme. For example, I would say that if I was talking about colonialism, I would say that the impact of colonialism is still obvious in the Caribbean. Whatever talks about bourgeoisies and proletariats. And even in this case, no, let me do revisionism. I think that, let me not rush it. I want to look at colonialism and revisionism. If I was talking about colonialism, I would say that it is very much prominent in the Caribbean, that while colonialism would have had its stay, bit by bit, Caribbean people are becoming less interested in the idea of having a European rule. And an example of that would have been, we're now moving to a republic, many other countries are now moving to a republic, and there are articles to back that in regards to colonialism. Same way, there are scholarly articles to back education. Google them and just drop them immediately in your points under your exam, under your explanation. Did I lose anybody? Feel like me lose some out, so let me know. Bricks Radio is asking, could I not give a paragraph of two for an example of social and historical context instead of being based on one of the themes? It's going to be based in all your themes. In every point that you're listing, you're going to give a social or historical context. You have to put it in there. So you can't write your essay and then at the end of the essay you say, oh, the social context. No, it is throughout your essay. All right, so Soleil is asking, what do we search though? Let's use education right now. I would have searched scholarly articles that talks about education within the Caribbean. Yeah? Or I look at Caribbean sociologists who speak about education. And they'll pop up. It's just up to you now how you go quote it and fix it and tweak it. Any other questions on explanation? Go ahead, Tanasha.
Hi, yeah, so is it okay if you go back through, just through the example that you had written and go back through how, like, you use the peel method to do it?
Sure, I'm gonna do that right now.
Miss, before that, can you let me in because my phone is dying? You can let in my computer, please. Thank you.
I just did. Okay. Let me go back and share my screen. Okay, good. All right, so Tanasha is asking that I go back through my body of the essay so she can see the peel method. I've done PEE, I have not done L as yet. I'm gonna do L right now. So you can see it. Cecilia Bell Pasley, your mic is unmuted. And I don't want it to be a case in which you don't want us to hear what you're saying. Okay, so the last sentence should reinforce our original point or link your writing to the next paragraph. And again, your link sentence, it's supposed to provide some sort of transition, yes?
Only you're not sharing.
Oh, am I muted?
No, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Share. Start broadcast. Let me know if you've seen it now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's go. Let's put
wait, hold on. It's just
again, people, I'm not tech savvy. I never promised any sort of tech savviness, so bear with me.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Are you seeing it now?
Yes.
Okay, good. This is how we are going to end it. This is us linking it, right? So with this being said, it is without a doubt. It is without a doubt. That it is without a doubt. Education. That's it. Simple, sample. We're done. That's it. That's your link. So let's go through the body together. Again, this is just the basic. Do not say to yourself that you can't do better. You can do better. You are just getting the rundown of how you're supposed to do it. Ready? So this is my first paragraph. And again, this is not even a lot of words. I have not given a lot of examples. I have just given the basic. So I have made my point because I have a prominent theme throughout the biography, Walter Rodney, is education. According to Capleton, education is defined as the process of acquiring knowledge for personal and professional growth. That is your P. You have given your point because you've highlighted the theme that you're going to discuss and you've given the definition of that theme. So you've done your P. Now you're going to do your first E. And your first E is your examples. Education was shown in the book formally and informally. An example would have been of formal education, would have been Rodney's parents' influence on him to acquire higher education to be able to have a free and sound mind, hence him attending the university. The power of education was also visible in revisionism, as Rodney was able to better understand the truth behind colonialism and transatlantic slavery and its impact on Africa and the Caribbean, juxtaposed to what was being taught in the schools. Education was also visible in the formal sense when Rodney would visit the communities and inner cities to teach the people the power of the Black mind to divert them from the Eurocentric education of that time. Yes? And through education, groups such as the Rastafarian groups was able to learn more about Africans and Marxism. In the Caribbean today, education is still valid. So this is me. I just gave my example. I shall stop there. Walters, your question about Miss where to link the themes to the units in the book. How exactly do you do that? This is us doing it now. This is what you're supposed to learn from your courses. In the Caribbean today, education is still valued formally and informally. In fact, Caribbean sociologist Carl Beckford stated that the Caribbean facilitates mobility through accomplishments which is oftentimes received through education. Statistics have even shown that higher education is now being sought after by many young people within the Caribbean. That is you making the connection of what you've learned in the course to what is being discussed in the book. So after you give a point, you give examples. You see the explanation is supposed to factor in everything when you learn in a class. Everything. And this is you putting your historical and social context. This is you using the notes when Miss in a class about education. That's where you drop it. Did I lose anybody? Go ahead, Sashi.
Miss, there are good points in the introduction. Is it okay if we use the introduction in from the book? See, it does have a page number, so
Yes, you can. And you just quote it. You quote it, even though it doesn't have a page number, even though it don't have one or two, you know it has something like VII or II, something. You quote it.
Yes, Miss, that is there.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked if we can use any amount of example, 3 to 4. 3 to 4 is lovely. And then you make a link. With this being said, it is without a doubt that education was indeed important to showcase the great extent of how Walter Rodney was a catalyst of change. That's a simple link. Simple. Yeah, 3 to 4 in each paragraph, Siboney. Any other questions?
Can you, good night.
Yeah, Brandon.
Can you use the, like, under the groundings with my brother, like the book, there's a commentary section. Can you use information from that point, or it has to be?
You can.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Especially when you reach to the evidence, the explanation part where you're supposed to use social and historical context, pulling for these things, pulling for books, pulling for articles, all of them something there.
Sorry, what was the question?
Go again, Tanasha.
What was the question that was just asked by Brandon?
He was asking if he could use his book, the book that Walter wrote, for reference. I was saying he could.
Okay.
Miss, if we link a theme to another, can we still use the other theme as a theme by itself? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And also, some examples can be used for different themes. So, say for example, you might end up realizing that a particular example you have can work for colonialism or it can work for education. That's fine. Do you understand? Go ahead, Nelia.
Hi, Miss. I was just wondering if you could scroll up and let me see the outline again before we started the example.
Lucius Harrison is saying, just to be
No,
clear, education.
before the body.
Which one you want?
The one before. I left for a moment.
This?
No. The one before that. Yes, these.
All right, no problem. Lucius Harrison is asking, just to be clear, is she using education as a theme? Therefore, if I were to use a theme such as colonialism as my main one for the paragraph, I would also have to link it to each of my other points. What do you mean, Lucius? What do you mean? You're supposed to link it to your thesis statement. Remember my thesis statement, is saying, let me show you my thesis statement. My thesis statement is saying it is to be agreed to a large extent that through dominant themes, such as whatever, Walter Rodney did in fact stand as a catalyst of change. You are linking this back to that. Yeah, go back to me and say, and this is why I say that.
Yeah, I want to know.
Is somebody? I can hear myself in the background. Anybody else?
What if I happen on collaborate? I don't know.
Tracy is asked. Tracy, I go mute you. Mute yourself, Tracy. Tracy, I beg you, mute. Thanks, now. Miss, so approximately how many words would each theme in the body be in order to not go over under the word meaning? You can go above or below, you know. You can go like 100 above. What I say 50? That's a 50 above or 100 below. You can go 100 below, you know. They're not rush you, they're not kill you. Somebody's a must charge my device. Yeah, we need to plug it in, which I don't know where they plug in. That's why I'm gonna plug it in yet. Really, but I never left it up where. To me, if I'm gonna be honest, it's supposed to be 3 to 4 themes, and you have 2,500 word limit. I'd say each theme can hold 450, 500. So it's 3 to 4, 450, 500 will be 200, and you can share the intro and the conclusion. You can go 100 or 200 below. Okay. Is the historical and social context to be for today or back then? Historical context is back then. It can tell you what used to happen back in the time. Social context is what you're seeing now. That's how I do it. So like for instance, if I'm talking about colorism, in the social context, I'm gonna tell you that even today, we have colorism taking place. So if we're going to talk about racism and I'm supposed to give historical and social context, I'm going to say today the Caribbean doesn't experience racism. We have already become, we are now considered a melted pot. So there's no black and white amongst us. What we do experience is colorism. And then I'll tell people that, you know, where lighter skins are being preferred for jobs and whatever. The historical aspect would have been, if I was going to give a historical context, I would say the Caribbean would have been plagued with racism because of slavery. Whatever. That's me telling you about the history of the Caribbean. Now, somebody said must touch on the citation. I cannot. Me cannot see a go with this. That day, I don't know. I can't even lie to you. I've never tried it. I don't understand it. Me not get it. And because they're doing MLA now instead of AP, and I thought AP would have been fine, I don't get it. But it's nothing Google can't fix, you know? Tafari, ask back your question again. I'm a little confused. Abi, social context has to do with the Caribbean society. So if you can find anything to talk about the Caribbean society, you're putting it in a social context. I am just saying that oftentimes I can talk about, when I put it in social context, about things that I'm seeing now. Eurocentrism can be linked to racism. Eurocentrism can be linked to colonialism. So, guys, you can ask on Google how to do that. So we understand. All right, good. Let me go into conclusion, and then I'm going to give you some ways, some fancy ways you can actually write your essay so you don't look like you don't know where you are. So let's go into conclusion. Easy peasy. Conclusion, you're making a summary of everything. And this is where you talk about the importance of the book to you. This is where you give your own personal criticism. When I did my book report, I told them the truth. I said to them that I would have preferred if they would have had more relatable examples for young people. I did also include that even though it was a difficult read, I could make the connection to Caribbean civilization and Caribbean society. So I gave the book its credit. I did make it clear that it did lack some sort of, you know, reality or relatability for young people, which would have been a big issue for me. You have the utmost ability to be honest in the conclusion in your 3 sentences about your personal views. No, Brits just asked if the social can be your thoughts. No, the social is also facts. And this is me giving you a social. all right, let's say we were talking about slavery. We could hold the point that there's a Caribbean sociologist that talks about Caribbean society adopting a plantation society. Have you guys ever heard about that?
No, miss.
Oh, no. So, all right. So there's this theory that is done by Lloyd Best. He believes that the economy of the nations within the Caribbean stands as a plantation society. Like we still have a plantation system when it comes down to the economic aspect of the Caribbean. That's a social context being in place. So it's still facts that you're listening. It's just not nothing to do with like history. You understand me? Did I lose anybody?
Miss, can you go over that again, please?
All right, no problem. Let's say we are going to be looking at we're talking about slavery. Yes? Let's say we had a point about slavery. And when we are doing our social and historical context, we could say that George Beckford, which is a Caribbean sociologist, argues that modern society displays structural forms that are a direct legacy of the slave plantation system. That's a social context right there. He is now putting what we have in our themes in a social context. So normally when it comes down to that, there's a sociologist that are talking about that. For instance, when we have, if somebody is supposed to do a theme as Marxism, more than likely your context is going to be a social context because you're going to talk about the fact that Marxist has the hidden curriculum, which is still prominent in Caribbean society, where they make us the good workers for the proletariats. That's something that is done. So your social context often has a sociology theory that is attached to something that is happening in the Caribbean. Yeah?
Yeah, Ome, could you just briefly explain the whole plantation thing? Because I have heard about that before.
It's a Google away. So let me see if I can find something that I could use. I think I'm gonna send something in the group that you can use, but basically the plantation society is a theory that was coined by George Beckford, and it argues that modern society displays structural forms that are a direct legacy of the slave plantation system. And so what it's saying is that the slavery has a legacy on the Caribbean because it promotes the single most defining factor for understanding contemporary society. And what he does is that he believes that our Caribbean society was placed in three different areas: the white ruling class, poor white people, and then of course Black non-white labor forces. So that was George Beckford's theory of the plantation society. It's a little outdated, but yeah. All right. So if you were talking about colonialism, you could use that to let them know. Because when you look at the structure of Caribbean societies during colonialism, we did have a plantation society because we had the whites, the rich whites who were there. Then you had the poor whites who were here in Jamaica and across the Caribbean making the rules. And then you had the actual Black labor force. Yeah. Yes, that is true, Abby. Normally what they want is just consistency during the formats. Any other questions? Let me run through. Do you have the link to the teams? I link to the teams. The conclusion, and I said Texas, would we only focus on timeline of the book? No. So someone is asking for the social context. Would you only focus on the timeline of the book? No. You can, the book is supposed to give you information. You're supposed to make a connection to what is either happening now, what has happened in the past, what has happened during the time of the book. It don't supposed to only be what happened during the book's period. No. Yes, Latavia. I don't understand what you mean about to the conclusion, aka catalyst of yes. Okay, no, I understand. Yes. Here is a document I have. I think I'm gonna send it in the group. If you don't get it, I'm sure somebody can send it to you. So let me just show you. There's a document I have that talks about how you can fancy up your essay. We got it from Sammy some time ago. Sammy private tutoring. So he was the one who what Sammy used to do every year was he used to break down the themes for the different that are found in the book and give you an example. And I just have to copy and paste it and do your book report. I don't know who stopped him, but somebody stopped him. And no, we don't have that anymore. What's I go? Anyways, let me show you how you can fancy up your essay so it looks as if you know what you're doing. Oi. Hello? Yeah, I'm at postcard. All right, come. I'm at postcard. I'm a postcard for you. I'm in the office. There you go. I'm gonna send this document, but these are phrases so you can look good when you talk, you know? Very well thorough, very good, very great. I don't know how to share it in the chat, you know, so let me just figure it out because if I can, I will. Let me just figure it out. Add. Wow, beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. There. I don't know how I go get it to I don't know how I go get it to people on YouTube, but there's the document. Perfect document for those who are not the readers, writers. Perfect document, perfect. I know you also got a document from your teacher about how to do the book report, right? Let me show you the document I'm making reference to. This was one from some time ago, so this is probably not. Hi, hon, what's up? This is probably not the same document, but this is what we used last year for Amy Cesar. You guys got this, right? Yeah?
No, miss.
Not totally right. When I get something like this, very annoyed.
Miss, can you send it in the chat as well?
Yeah, I'll send it in the chat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, the video is going to stay up, people. Normally, I would like allow you guys to send me your documents, but I'm not going to tell them no lie. Now go send me, I'm probably not going to get to read them. So I would rather not lie to you and tell us if you send me. All right, so this one is from Amy Cesar, but Amy Cesar one did hard. So I think I'll probably look for the Stuart Hall one and send you so you can see how it's supposed to look, yeah? And I have a lot more, you know. I have examples of book reports, etc. I would show you my book report. You want me to show you my it is? Hey Martin, yeah. Hey guys. Yeah. My friends just stepped in, so my time is going to expire very soon. So yeah, so I'm gonna go through again. So I'm going to show. Let me see if I can find my book report. If I can find my book report, I'll send it on. Good to go. Good to go. Kind of can get an idea of how the book report's supposed to look. So let me see if I can send you mine. No. Yeah, see my book report here. I need to edit it. I have to take out my credentials. So let me just fix this up and take out my credentials and I can share it. Yeah. And you can look at my book report to see if you're okay with it, yeah? For sure. I don't know if you edit it. So, let me see if I can send it to myself. Oh, good, I can put it in docs. Never mind. No, somebody see that person see that I was going to say, no, me tell a girl that charge our document, our device. I'm going to charge it. Thankfully it won't last. Any questions? Any questions? Let me know. Let me answer from now. Any questions? Any questions?
In the chat, me.
Ready? When you're talking about is something you expound on based on what you understand as a rational. All right, it is facts. Let me I go send in my book report so you can see it. A facts. You can't give no opinion. A facts. It's always going to be facts. Facts, facts, facts. I'm gonna show you guys. Let's see, me edit all of my information out. Good. Okay, good. And let me see if I can share it. Send a copy. PDF, please. Send a copy. I come in, I go show you guys my book report so you can see it yourself and kind of get an eye. I can't believe nobody no help you like that. I swear so I don't have all of the good things I'm gonna just let nobody not come through for no. Alright, this is my book report. This is my book report from Good Days. So this was my introduction. See what I'm telling you? I spoke about who Beryl McBurney was. I spoke about the book. I spoke about her history. See it here? I spoke about the author, Judy Raymond. And then this was my thesis statement. See it here? These were my themes. The report on Beryl McBurney aims to analyze the themes of colonialism and to evaluate the contribution of McBurney to Caribbean civilization. Then I started. One of the dominant themes observed in Raymond's book was colonialism, which was seen being discussed mainly in the first chapter of the book. Then we define what colonialism is, yes? Then throughout it, according to the book, colonialism, so I give me examples of colonialism, colonialism. Then
Auntie Omi, how many words you have?
To be honest, many passy something long time. It's probably 200 words over 300. I had a lot more words than I was supposed to. But I can't really love me I do. And then here it is that I started putting in my examples. I gave my examples, and then this is when I started giving my explanation. Remember that telling about when I tell us I have to use the social and historical context, this is me using it. The colonialism ideology was dominant in the education system, and we talk about it. I gave, and this is my link. Look at the link. When looking at the effects of colonialism, the presence of McBurney's action was necessary for Caribbean civilization. And one sentence begin them, I'm gonna link it, I'm gone. Yes? Same throughout the book, and then here is my personal opinion. Here's the end. In my opinion, Judy Raymond did an excellent job. But me tell them, but I believe majority of what she did was I said it gave a mood of constant failure. Let me tell you the truth, and you should. I'm gonna send this in the chat as well, so you can have access to it and do what you see best. I'm going to send it in the Google Classroom name.
Yes, so
Miss?
Yes.
Okay, with our book report, we are supposed to, when we write about the theme, we're supposed to link it with the course. So like which unit?
You don't link it to a unit. You don't say unit one of the course or nothing like that. No. You linking it to the course, when they say to you to link it to the course, that's not how they mean it. You linking it to the course comes under you expounding and explaining based on what you've learned. So walk with me. The mere fact that you have highlighted a theme means you're already linking it to the course because you're highlighting a theme that you have learned in the course, right? You're going to give examples from the book. Then you're going to start your explanation. All the information you would have learned about that particular unit is what would come in your explanation. At no point in time are you supposed to ever be saying in Unit 1 of Caribbean Civilization that no.
Okay, Miss, thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Miss, but the PEEL, can I go back over that? So the P is for point. The point.
The P is a point.
The point can be, sorry, the P can just be the definition of, you have to find another strong point to go with that.
Hold on, I'm just realizing I'm gonna send this in the chat either. I'll send this in the Zoom too, so you can get it. I don't know how the people on YouTube go get it. YouTubers, how I go get you the document? Should I just send it in the main Caribbean group and you go from there? YouTubers, I'm gonna put my number in the YouTube chat and you can just message me and I add it to the group because I'm admin. I'll put my business number in it there. Yeah, so what me just say now. The peel. The peel is this, my sweet girl. Peel, point, example, explain, and link. Point, example, explain, and link. People, no matter where the prompt is from, you can list your themes and follow the peel, you're going to get your marks. You cannot fail. Yes, Kyra, it should be consistent. So how I do it, Kyra, is that when I finish talking about a particular theme, I then go back to say, it is because of this theme, I can say that Walter Rodney was in fact a catalyst of change. That is me linking it back. Oh, I don't check anything. I don't know what the university check. The university have something where them check for AI. I don't know what it is. Oh, we can send a link in our YouTube group. Thank you, guys. Me no say me could do that. Invite members, copy link. I check the group. See it here. This is the group. And then I'm just gonna send the documents in the group. Any other questions? Do we understand? Do anybody need clarity before I go? People, let me tell you something.
Does she have a cover page?
No, I think the university provides you with a cover page. I think so. Because for me, yeah, they provide you with a cover page. All right.
Miss, can you check the chat, please?
How do I get added to the group? That's what's in the chat?
No, before that.
Who just talked to me? Let me see what you had said.
I'm not seeing the number.
Which number you not see?
You said you would have thrown your number in.
What you said, Tracy?
You said you would have thrown your business number or something to where you're putting it in the group.
Oh, let me do that. Here's my number. That's my number, Tracy. There. All right. And that's it. Tanasha, I think you need to message me so I can better explain it to you. Anybody else?
All right, sure, no problem.
Do we understand? We at least get a little bit better understanding? You think you can match up something? The group can't full. I never know say group could have full. I think say group hold a whole heap of people. How much people can hold in one group? That's crazy. I didn't even know that. Yeah. And that's that. Somebody asked if I have hope for you to finish before Friday. Yeah, I do. Again, I think you guys are overthinking it. Don't overthink it. I have, even like tonight was haphazard for me. And so me not get like, normally we can go through for hours and like break down different things. I don't have that opportunity now. However, I have other videos in the YouTube that you can watch. So just go into the YouTube and type in Caribbean book report. Couple videos are gonna pop up with me. A friend of mine, Garth did some video like he did an animation some time ago on YouTube. Solid. So Garth did come on my book report session and just making animation. I think it helps a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, baby.
Yes, I'll tell you something. You know, I was watching the one that you were talking about, Amy Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching that one. Because I was searching for resources.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching that one, I think, from about Tuesday. And I was saying, this lady, I mean, if only we could just get her to do something like that for hours. And it was the afternoon after the class now. I saw somebody post, and I'm saying, I wonder if this is the same lady.
Yeah,
and
man.
lo and behold, because I was even trying to find that, I was trying to Google the summit document, something that you were talking about,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find it. I
No,
turned on
man,
the computer and I just couldn't get it.
Right.
So, I mean, God is so good, man, that you actually know that, trust me, because I'm telling you, thank you so much.
I'll tell you what I will do, I can say this. I'm not going to be able to like reach you the way I would reach you. What I will do is probably Friday in the morning, we're not gonna release, probably Friday in the morning, I can probably open a Zoom, probably this very same Zoom meeting. I open and you join and we just, who want me run through something, who want to get one follow, we do it there. Yeah?
Yes, please.
You guys will be fine. Me I tell you, no overthinking it because I how them word it and make it seem like no worry yourself. We're not gonna be fine. You guys are gonna be fine. Yes? You can, I would say message me, but me no say me not gonna able to reply to them. I'm gonna miss half on a message. If you call me, I could probably answer. Yeah, call me. Call me, I may help you. But the message, I lie. All right, you know what? If you can message me tomorrow is Thursday, between 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., then I will read it. I will read and I will help where I can. But you have to be between that time frame. All right? Stop overthinking it. Use the peel method. You know how to do your introduction, you are going to get it. No worry yourself.
Start between when and when?
10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow.
Okay.
I would also say you guys are well equipped with resources that I didn't have in 2019. Some people know the resources I'm talking about. Some of you have the chat, the G, the P, and the T. While you cannot use it to write your essay, you can use it to help find examples in the theme. You can use it for give some solid theme. We can use it to get social and historical context. Una ask the questions when you know already. I mean, no. Don't play down with me. So stop overthinking. Stop worrying yourself. You guys are gonna be fine. You guys are gonna be fine. Yes? Anything that you need, you can text in the group and at me, I'll reply. Persons are asking, there's a second group link. No, sir. I don't know, but I think some of the people that are supposed to come out of the group. I think I'm going to Tanasha, you in the chat, girl. Tanasha, I'm gonna text you. Don't worry yourself. So, yeah. So don't worry yourself, guys. You're gonna be fine. Ask questions. You'll be fine. Don't worry yourself. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I wish you all the best. Yeah. And when you submit your essay and your book report on time, go to a party. There's a party happening November 23 named Redeem. That's the party you probably should go to because I'm going there. I enjoy myself, kind of go do well. Yes, it's love, it's light. All the best, everyone. Have a good night. If anything, let me know. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Omi. We love you.
No problem. Love you too.
Thank you, Miss Wilson. On behalf of the students, we really appreciated it. Thank you for taking the time out without no benefits at all. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Have a great night.
Thank you, and same to you.